suis Phoenix, parlez-vous français?
Je suis aussi Phoenix.
Oui, Monsieur. That's all I know.
I was about to say I wasn't prepared for this. I apologize.
Phoenix, thank you so much for coming back and hanging out with us. In my career, this radio station and festival, you guys have been such a big part of it, so very much appreciated. How is the fest treating you so far in this wonderful Texas sun?
So far, it's the same relationship we've always had with this festival. Which is warmth, affection, people caring about us. It's very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Good. I'm glad that's what you think. And I like how you said warm and not, scorching hot and sweaty.
Warm, yeah, it's a warm feeling. No, it's really nice. Every time when there's something we are lucky enough that we can do sound check to make sure everything sounds good and everything. And at sound check you can already tell when the people working here are all listening and they're all
Engaged.
It'll be good.
What's the difference between coming from, you just did a massive show at the Ryman, told you were carried through the crowd, singing at the very
Ryman
end
is
of
a
it?
special it's special because it's more and more special. That's the second time we played it, but the first time we went there we didn't know how special it was.
Yeah.
No French. And we studied a little bit. I don't know, I watched what's the Sissy Spacek movie again?
I know what you're talking about.
Yes, it's called Coal Miner's Daughter.
Yeah.
And we watched tons of YouTube and now we know we feel very grateful that we're out there because it's part of your history. The same way that we did this album in the Louvre, which was very surreal to invite in the museum. It's the same feeling when we go to the Ryman. We're like, okay, this is
How do you transition a show being played indoors at a theater or something like that to an outdoor festival?
For us, it's a bit like we love playing because stage like this is what keeps us.
Just going, yeah, I
Well,
love it.
it's true that music is never boring because you're in the studio, then you're on tour, then you play small venues, you play big things, so there's no sense of routine. That would drive us a little crazy. The fact we did residencies at the end of our last tour. It was super fun because we got to stay a week in our favorite cities.
Yeah. You finally had kind of like a home for a second.
It was like a Broadway experience. You go home and but it's a little insane, because every night you're in the same room. The first 3 rows were the same people because they bought tickets for every night. So it's kind of Groundhog Day, insanity. Yeah, it was fun, but it was very eerie.
I'm very, very excited about the new song that you guys just released from Ezra. And I want to hear about how that happened and how that came about.
It's we have a whiteboard where we make songs, and every part that we come up with, we give it a name because they're all interchangeable songs. And there's one part in tonight that's the one that's what if we last night? That one was called Ezra.
Yeah.
So we're like, well, we know Ezra, we're friends with him. I even spent holidays with him, so I know him enough that he can say no if he thinks it's a bad idea.
Because he knows he's not gonna.
That was the factor that made it possible that he could say no and we could say no. And so we asked him, and instead of emulating him, I thought like, well, let's get the original.
Yeah,
That's great.
That's fun. That's so much fun. So should we start playing that game?
Well, I feel like Emily, we're a little bit of a different age. Like I said, I've worked at the station. When I started on air, we were playing Phoenix. I was like, this is my anthem to being a radio DJ. You discovered them a little differently.
Yeah, so one of my mom's best friends who kind of raised me and taught me what good music is, she was the one that showed me you guys. And she's a giant fan, and her name is Fitz, and I said, hey Fitz, I texted her today, I was like, you're never going to believe who I'm going to be talking to today, because I remember the first time that I back when I was like in 8th grade, and she put it in one of our videos that she put together for us. And so I told her, I said, hey, if you could ask like any questions.
A very important
This
question.
I need a very important
Like,
question to ask
your
them,
chance
right?
to ask your favorite band one thing. We rarely do this. We don't take input from family,
but
friends,
she's very
listeners.
special to me, and she was like, yes, they're my favorite. And she wants to ask, as someone who is as someone who is French, do you say French fries or pomme frites? I was like, seriously, that's the question you want to ask?
That's a bit crucial question.
Yeah, it's an important
one.
It's an
question.
important question. But I've never said. I don't say pommes frites.
No.
I don't say French fries. I just say frites.
Oh, frites.
But
Okay.
and it's also the right thing because fries are Belgian.
Oh,
They're not French.
okay.
French took it.
You're like, I don't play.
We stole this. We stole from a tiny country. It's the colonial aspect of French that stole what was Belgium. So yeah, I think people should just call them fries.
There we
Enough.
Just French.
We've solved this big thing right here.
Yeah.
But we said pommes frites.
My grandma.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
It's a
my-
generational thing. I think pommes frites is like, yeah.
I think there's a little bit more depth to this
Gonna be a
question.
little
Like,
more
she's a
professional.
history major, so I think it
That's-
genuinely
wow.
was like I want
Yes.
to know. So
That's a good question.
that's great.
So
Yeah.
before you take the stage, one of the things that always fascinates me is how you come up with your set list. And I know it has to be different from playing a theater to playing a festival. Do you come out with bangers? Do you tell a story? How do you plan the songs you're going to play tonight?
Yeah, today is crucial. We are still not sure about it.
Yeah, there's a chemistry between songs. We see a set list of it, like DJ set. It's from our friend Hideout.
Yeah.
Used to play on it. So it's song
To keep the
is like-
crowd.
Yeah, he comes from this DJ country. So there's a tempo slash beat, scale, chemistry to respect. So it's changing every day. We're still figuring out because we have new songs. So
Where to slide it in? Does it change as the set goes along, or do you like to keep kind of the plan?
Well, the main issue for us today is I don't think we'll play Love Like a Sunset because it's daytime. We have this long instrumental song that's 7 minutes that has the Power of 10 music video that we asked the Hughes family to license, and they said yes. And we were like super proud of showing that everywhere we go. But it's daytime and it takes so much time during the set that I think we'll skip it and we'll just play a lot of up-tempo.
Okay.
Because you can't take a risk of, having 20 people being amazed at being at something at the 80% of the people.
And then across the crowd, it's
Yeah.
it reminds me of 2009 in ACL here.
yeah.
Yeah, the set list had to change right in the middle. We had a huge, it was the first time we played in front of a lot of people, and we had a big technical issue in the middle of the set. And for a few minutes, we were feeling really, really lonely. So I had to completely
It can do
improvise the
that.
rest
Yeah,
of the
yeah.
show.
We played an
And-
acoustic song which
yeah,
felt
it
it was
few,
hard.
actually. And in front of this
Sea of
ocean of
people.
people, it was really for us back then. It was really impressive. So we have pretty intense memories of set lists in ACL.
Of that.
Yeah.
Now, speaking of set lists, we like to play a game where we try to guess the songs you play the most. The songs that when you're
Just
when
go
you're
on
closing-
just go on what's it called?
Setlist
Yeah.
FM.
That's
Setlist
what we're gonna
FM.
use.
Yeah.
That's what we're gonna guess. My two, and I'm just going with them because they're two of the oldest and two of the bangers I remember. I would say number 2's Listomania, number 1's 1901. What would you guess, according to Setlist FM, fan submitted, are your two most played songs?
No,
I think
but-
if I ever feel better.
Definitely.
That's the one we played because we played this one since 2000.
Yeah, right. It's
So
gotta add up.
It has
Sure.
a 10-year
Do you want to
head
give
start.
an estimate of how much?
How many
at
times we played
least
it?
Yeah, how many times you played according to
Wow.
this website, according to people
I
submitting
don't
it.
know, 3,000.
No. No, like I don't know, 600. Oh,
600.
No,
Which
I'd
song?
say
Which
more.
song?
I'd
Sorry.
say
Yeah,
Which
what's
one?
Oh, yes,
what's
yes, I should tell you the
what's the
answer
number
straight.
1 and 2 and what's our count?
All right, so number 3 is Lasso, number 2 is Listomania, and number 1 is 1901.
Okay.
All
So-
makes sense.
I think
Yes.
it's not. I think
'Cause
if
they're
I
the
will feel
oldest.
better is we played it 1,400 times.
Yeah. According to setlist.fm, so you need to tell all your fans that they need to start updating this more. It's only 421, but of course you've probably played it. I don't know if this counts
I think
for
this
any
started
other
in
smaller-
2009.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
This
that's
is
People
there's
aren't
not.
absolutely no
They're not
way.
ripping off the piece of paper with the songs anymore.
This
Yeah.
is,
They don't let you get
this
that
is
close.
2009, but I think it's really accurate since 2009.
yeah. Yeah.
Last
I always wondered how it worked. Is there
Yeah,
somebody
people-
at every
it's fan
show that
submitted and
Yeah.
people back in the day we used to like when I was younger I would be at the front of the stage and there was a rush to get guitar picks and then to get
Yeah.
that
Set
to rip
list.
that set
that
list
still
off.
that
Yeah,
still
it's
exists. I
still
mean,
like that.
it still exists. Yeah, when we finish a show, well, backstage and we hear a 30-second mayhem in the house. That's for people wanting
rushing
the
the
set list.
stage
Yeah,
to get the
and
the
and
stuff.
we do use set list, the website, because sometimes we go, like if we go to Dallas, if we go to Dallas, we're like, what did we play last time? We need to play new songs.
something
So
different.
we'll try to find what we played.
Last question, again, as artists that we've been playing on this station since the very beginning, and people who create wonderful music and have such a different, fun sound. If you had to estimate what the dumbest instrument is, just something you don't want on an album, a dumb instrument you hate, what would that be and why?
We have very, very bad memories of the recorder. But yeah, just because at school you had to buy
I
those
had to do that
plastic
too.
thing,
Yep.
which I think really made a generation or many generation of kids hate music.
And their
Unfortunately,
parents.
because the recorder can be
I can
cool in a
agree.
way.
Yeah.
But you know, it was the trend probably in the 80s or whatever. So actually, I remember this guy was in my class, you know.
Yeah.
I
Recorder
didn't get the
class.
recorder.
And I remember
I was the
teacher
only kid
saying,
who
yeah,
didn't get the recorder, and the teacher hated me
okay,
because it wasn't mandatory. It's like,
Yeah.
who wants the recorder? And every kid raised their hand. I was like, I'm
No.
not getting
He
the
was
recorder.
the only one
Aw.
who said no. Yeah,
And
it's true.
Turns
And
out it worked out.
Yeah.
And I
Pretty
had
well.
a lot of free time at home not to do practice the recorder.
Yeah.
Nice.
I would pick what's the instrument that you sit on that's a drum thing?
Oh, the cajon.
Yes, that's my least favorite instrument.
Okay.
The cajon.
By
We've heard
far.
that before too.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Because
Uh,
that's the least unmusical. That's
Less
the, it's-
effort.
it's
I could
right?
play that. In
Yeah.
fact, if you need
It's-
me to pop up tonight, I will.
Yeah.
Just in case.
The cajon.
Well, thank y'all very much for hanging
Yes,
with us. We
thank
appreciate
you.
it, and
Thank you.
can't wait to see you tonight.
Thank
thank you.
you.
Thank you.